Hello everyone,
Hi.
this is Said here. Welcome back to the channel. If you are using ls command to search, scroll the screen to find the files, you're wasting a lot of time. I used to do that the same manner, but today I'm going to share with you the three commands. With the help of them, you can navigate, find the files which you're looking for. Let's dive right into it. As you can see, I am in my virtual machine using Ubuntu. The commands which I was talking about were grep, next would be find, and then talk about locate. What does grep stands for? Grep stands for global regular expression. The syntax would be grep, and we'll give the options here. Then we have pattern which we are looking for, file names or file name, you can give it in this manner. This would be the syntax where grep follows. Basically what grep does is that it helps us look for patterns in a files or folders, right? That's the gist of it, and I have created an acronym for that, and I'll share with you guys. Like, let me just open up the document which I have created so that you don't have to search for them. As I've discussed, we use the grep for searching purpose for specific words, phrases, or patterns inside the text files. Now, coming to the options, right? These are the most critical ones because manipulates, or you can say, you can play with the behavior of the grep. The acronym which I came up with, Aaron lock, you can call it. We'll start off with the E. The option would be dash E, which referred to as extended regular expression. Basically, the standard form which you are using in the grep is, let's say, I'll give you an example. You are using like grep, right? This is the basic standard version. But okay, in the extended regular expression, what it does is that there are some special characters. Let's say there are some special privileged characters. Let's say if you want to use a pipe operator, or the function of the pipe operator in the programming language, if you are aware of it, we know that it is used as the logical operator, which stands for or. Right now, in order to use that, if you talk in the sense of literal manner in Linux, to use this, there is another way. You have to use like a backslash in order to escape the spaces, or in order to tell the kernel that use this expression as it is, don't consider it as a text, right? So for that, using backslash is kind of confusing. So we'll use a standard regular expression. Following the pipe operator, we have the question mark and the plus as well, which as you can guys see the document as well. We don't need to use the backslash to invoke their abilities. Let's see it in action, right? Say we are gonna pass the grep command, and then we have to provide option. So we'll have to provide capital E. Keep that in mind. We have to provide capital E, not the small e. Linux is a case sensitive. Moving on with the line of code, grep dash e, and then we'll give the pattern. In a regular expression, we used to give backslash, right? Right now, we don't need to. We can just directly pass the argument, and let's say I want to search for apple or banana, right? I'll use a pipe operator banana. Okay. I'll look into the file, which is sample.txt. See, as soon as it matches the pattern, right, it has given me the output. It has given me the apple and as well as the banana. We are done with the pipe operator, right? Now it is the turn of plus. Usually we use the plus for addition, but in this case, in extended regular expression, we use plus symbol in a literal sense as to match the similar values. Let's say I'm using a word called long, right? And I want to search the similar words, which has, let's say, I have a LOONG. There is an addition of O, right? I can search for that as well with the help of this. Basically, what it does is it matches one or more of the preceding characters. As you guys can see it in here, this is the example I have given. And let's see it in the action and grepping it with the extended expression. And I'll be using, this is my pattern, right? And I'll provide now the file name. See, you guys can see it has searched for it and it has got the result for us, as you can see it on the screen, right? We are done with the plus operator. Now it's time for recursive searches. To put it simply, it's like looping. It's like you have a folder, right? And you have subfolders in it. And if you want to search something, or if you want to look something, what's inside that subfolder, have to just loop it through. In recursive option, we can search in multiple files at a single time. This is how the syntax is gonna be. Deep dive into it. Now, let me go one level up into the directory. Yes. Now we can see, and I'll pass the recursive option, and the pattern which I was looking for is the keyword. Basically, I'm trying to use is as the keyword to demonstrate how recursive actually works. As you can see, it has given us the output, which is the recursive text and the sample text, right? This is how the recursive option is in action. Let's move on with the other option. Stands for ignoring case. Like if you are passing, let's say if you have a word Linux, it's in capital letters LINUX, and there is a word you want to type it in a small words because feel like you are being lazy and you want to just type it in lowercase. So what you can do is that we can pass a dash I command which changes the grep behavior to ignore the case, but Ubuntu itself is a case sensitive in terms of its command. So yeah, I need to explain you guys with the example of it, but if you want, I have given a syntax here. You can just try it out yourself. Now we are moving on with the n, which shows the line number. Let's see that in action. Now let's see if we can get the line number as well. I'll just pass dash r and n as well, and I'll give the pattern, right? And I'll give the directory name. You guys can see has been mentioned in a green color here. It's one and it's line number 16. So in this manner, you can also check where actually the pattern you have given exists in the text file. Okay, moving on with the name, we are done with the Erwin part. Now, this is kind of a bonus thing which I have found it. It is kind of an advanced thing. As you move along, you have a file, right? In that you have some patterns. Let's say you have a log file which has some errors. Specifically, you have extracted it somewhere and stored it in a file. Now you want to see if the errors you have right now, just for the benefit of doubt, you want to confirm them. So you can actually, without opening the file, you can pass the file as an pattern directly to the grep command, and then you can use it as an input to your command. Let me just show you. I'll use the same file which we had, right? The recursive text file. I'll just use that and an input dash f, right? And the pattern would be the file name recursive, and then I'll give to search. This is the destination or the location which where we are gonna search it for. As you guys can see it, it has matched the pattern in it. Basically, it has to exist in the parameter file which you are passing in, and if it finds the match in the targeted file, which is this sample.txt in our case, it will produce the output onto the terminal. As you can see it, by default grep displays the entire line which has matched this string, right? And we can make the grep to display only the match string by using the dash o option. This is the syntax you can use it for. Keeping that aside, and the last but not least, in the option would be C. From the abbreviation or the acronym we had is Erwin lock, right? From there we had C. We are down to the last option, which helps us. Basically, there are n number of options, but in my opinion, these would be the most used option. You may not agree with it, but you may use different options as well. Feel free to comment down below into the video so that fellow aspirants and the other people can get awareness of the other options which you guys are using with the Linux, right? Now moving on with the last option, which is C. Basically what it does is that finds the number of line that matches the given string or a pattern. This is how it's gonna be. This is the syntax. I'll show you in action. You can follow along with me, right? Just watching the tutorials won't get you anywhere. You have to do it, you have to practice it. Let's say I'll pass the same apple into this sample.txt. It has given us the number, right? It says there is only single content that matches. It has given the count, like how many times it has appeared in such a file. Let's explore the other example in it. I'll show you if you can use it with a extended regular expression, and we'll combine it with the counting the files, right? And I'll provide apple or banana, and I'll be passing mango as well. These are the multiple arguments which I'm passing here, and then I'll give the file name, right? See, as you guys can see it, I'll just clear the screen and run the command again. Yeah, it has passed. It's given us the output of 3, which means this 3 exists in this sample.txt file. It has matched it and it has given the count. These are the options you'll be using in your learning journey, and there are other 2 commands as well which are kind of advanced. Grep is kind of a basic command, and I'll share you the intermediate and the advanced commands, right? Now we are gonna move to the find, right? Okay, this is the intermediate version of the grep, you can say. What actually find does is that is a command used for searching the files and directories based on takes different parameters like you can pass the name, type, size, the date, or the other conditions which you want. These are the feasibilities or the options or the features available with the find compared to the grep. We have very limited things we can do with that. It actually matches the pattern, not finds the files, but with the find keyword or the command in Linux, you can actually find look for the directories as well. Let's see it how it works. This would be the syntax. It has a find. This would be the command and will pass the path, right. So I want to search in the current directory. We denote with a dot as current directory in Linux, and then we'll pass the options and then the expression. In find, we use options to refine the search. Either it could be we are looking for a file or directory. So this is the place where we add in it, and then the expression. The expression is like the criteria, like the file name or the sizes. We want to find the txt files, all the txt files in the root folders. This is how you are gonna write it. Like you'll first go with the command, then you'll give the path consists, we are looking for that file in the root directory, right. And we'll give the option changes the behavior of find. So the type we'll be looking is file, right. And in double quotes, the asterisk has been given as a wildcard, which searches for all the text files. In this case, I'll pass the option, which is I want to locate for the name, and then I want to see all the text files. Let's see what are the other text files I have in the current directory. As you can see, it has searched for them instantly and given us the output. I have two txt files. One is a recursive txt and the sample txt, right? And this is one of the example you can use to find quickly. Here the asterisk works as the wildcard, which now let's see what are the other examples. Let's say if I want to find in the current directory that if there is a file which is of bigger than 1 M, which stands for NME, I have these files. These are the outputs which I have got from it. Now, in the context of DevOps, you can check that the modification has been done to any file or it has been updated, like how long. You can also check into a particular period. Let's say you given -1 in the command as an argument. I'll show you how it is written. It will give you 24 hours before what are all the files that has been modified. Let's see that in action. I want to see in root folder there are any files that have been modified, right, from the past 1 day. If I give that, there are hell lot of files. As you can see, the system grows crazy because it is a root folder, right. I'll just stop it and I'll go find, and in the current directory let me just see if there are any files which have been modified like a day before. Yes, these are the files I have created. Let me just go to the home directory and let's see we can uh, check if in the home directory there are any other modifications other than this. You can see the bunch of updates has happened from the past 24 hours. There is an interesting thing about find is that you can also search them via the permissions given to a folder. It could be a folder or a file. This is how you can do it. If it exists in the home directory, let's say I'll go by find and I'll give the home directory, which is the path, and I have to give the option called per. It is like a shortened form of permissions, right. And I'll give the pattern. In this pattern 777 I have given it is like give me all the files which have the read, write, and execute access for all the hierarchy levels. Let's say the owner, the user, and the groups and the other people. And there is an other option called empty, searches the empty files in a given directory. Let's see both these guys in the action, right. In the home directory, give me all the files with the permissions. See, in an instant we got the files which has the level accesses. These are all the files. Let me just clear the screen, and we also want to see if give me all the empty files, right. These are all the empty files basically in the home directory. It's a long list. So that's how you can use it. And moving on to the advanced one, the advanced option is locate. For that, basically it don't needs any options. You can just give directly the name. You can pass the name as an argument and it will fetch it from wherever it is located. Let's see that in action. As you can see in the document, which I have said, is that used to search for files and folders faster with the names. The database needs to be updated. So this is the prerequisite for you to use the locate command, is that you have to have the updated database, like it works with the databases. You may say that database, I don't have a database in my local machine. In context of the Linux database, it's like a file. It is not the actual database we are talking right now, using a software to handle the database like SQL. So I'm not talking about that stuff. Okay. Let's see that in action. I'll just sudo update the DB. Permission denied. I think you guys may find this in your case as well, because there are some restrictions which Ubuntu doesn't allow us to update. Because what actually locate does, it's the thing is that it taps every file available on the machine and looks for the given argument or the targeted file through which you are searching by a name, right? Even though if you have changed to your privileges of the user, let's say you are a root or admin user, even though if you want to do that, you cannot update these databases. There are some places which the OS restrict us to tap into. So those were the two files where we have been blocked. Now let's see. I'll just give you sudo dash I. I'll recommend you to use a sudo dash I instead of sudo su dash, because it's much cleaner and faster way. And we are in root, and let's confirm that. See, we are in root, right? Now let me just update database, right? See, still we can see that the permissions has been denied. So it happens. So nothing to worry about, nothing to be anxious about. That's how it is. Now we are trying to locate. Let's see. Let me just look up for a file if it exists, practice or txt. Yes, it shows right in an instant. We can see that it has given us the path of the file as well, like where it actually exists. So that is the advanced version of searching your files. So if you are still using ls, please stop using it to search files. Instead you can use find, grep, and the advanced version of locate. So yeah, that's all for this video, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.